Hello, beautiful souls. We've got another full moon coming up. Welcome to the Arcane Oracle podcast. If you are new, welcome. My name is Elaine, the Arcane Oracle, and I am a tarot reader and astrologer with more than 20 years of experience. Over the years, I've had the honor of giving accurate, authentic, and affordable psychic readings to thousands of clients. If you are interested in getting an in-depth, personalized reading with me, please check out my website at elainesarcanetarot.com or send me a text at 765-739-0278. Thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to join me in this space, wherever you are. And as always, I want to give a big thank you to our gracious hosts at the Eye Opener Society. Now, about the Sagittarius Full Moon coming up on June 11th. But first, on Sunday, the 8th of June, the Sun entered Gemini and Mercury entered Cancer. This will move us towards more heartfelt and emotional communications and get us thinking about our home lives and relationships more. And on Monday the 9th, Jupiter entered Cancer, where it will stay until the 30th of June, 2026. I may do a mini podcast on this big transit, but basically our collective focus will shift from communicating playfulness and curiosity, Gemini, into a more settled, intimate, relationship-focused mindset overall. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, and this transit will last about 1 year. And so that brings us to Wednesday, the 11th of June, with the full moon in Sagittarius. So it's Gemini season, which lasts from May 21st to June 21st, which is the summer solstice. Gemini is an air sign, mutable, and ruled by Mercury. Themes of Gemini include change, springtime, summertime, adaptability, versatility, communication, playfulness, humor, curiosity, and learning. Some crystals or gemstones of Gemini include agate, alexandrite, citrine, clear quartz, green fluorite, and tiger's eye. Incense and oils of Gemini are, to name a few, bergamot, lavender, lily, mugwort, peppermint, vervain, yarrow, and wormwood. So about the Sagittarius full moon. As you know, full moons bring illumination, revelations, completion, and endings, and amplified emotions and psychic energy to whatever sign they occupy, which of course changes from month to month, and it will, with the full moon will always be in the opposite sign of the sun sign of the time. So we're under the Gemini sun right now. We're in Gemini season. So the full moon will be in Sagittarius, the opposite of Gemini. Sagittarius traditionally rules the 9th house of the zodiac, the house of journeys, including higher education, long-distance travel, belief systems, values, cultures, religions, the journey or the quest of life. Sagittarius is the sign of the wanderer, the healer, the spiritual seeker. And Sagittarius is a fire sign, as many of you know. It is also mutable, like Gemini, and it's ruled by the planet Jupiter. And Jupiter, as I mentioned earlier, has had some major transit lately. It's moved into the sign of Cancer, where it happens to be exalted. That means that Jupiter's favorite sign is Cancer. So Jupiter is quite happy and at home there. So that is to say, the ruling planet of this full moon is throwing extra energy. And Jupiter is a very lucky planet, so this is a good thing, more or less. And the Sagittarius full moon has themes of, but not limited to, seeking truth and purpose, adventure, embracing change and personal growth, releasing past burdens and restrictions. And it can also bring unexpected good luck and opportunities because Sagittarius, the sign of luck and destiny, and it's ruled by Jupiter, the planet of blessings, luck, and destiny. So some other themes of the Sagittarius full moon might include building pressure or excessive pressure, like just mounting stress, excessive stress, overwhelm and exhaustion versus seeking balance or making peace with the past and the present. Accepting changes, embracing versatility, and new chapters in life. Sometimes blessings come in disguise. Some accidents and bad days have absurdly happy endings. Sometimes wrong turns take take us exactly where we need to go. I can't talk right now. Sometimes blessings come in disguise, and sometimes wrong turns take us exactly where we need to go in life. So some crystals and gemstones of Sagittarius for this full moon. What is wrong with me today? Oh my goodness, it's like Mercury's in retrograde or something. It's not, but so Sagittarius gemstones and crystals include amber, amethyst, emerald, jasper, lapis lazuli, obsidian, opal, sapphire, sodalite, topaz, tourmaline, and zircon. So if you have any of those crystals or gemstones or pieces of jewelry that you want to charge under the full moon, hint, hint, it's a great night on Wednesday night to do that. Incense and oils of Sagittarius include cedar, frankincense, mugwort, juniper, clove, ginger, dragon's blood, rosemary, and vervain. So some aspects that come with this full moon. It's a pretty quiet full moon overall, for a full moon, that is. Saturn conjunct Neptune, also square Jupiter. These planets influence the energy of this full moon. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and it's strong in Cancer, so it amplifies that full moon energy overall. Saturn adds stability and structure, but it might also bring restrictions, limitations, and challenges, and it can cause inner conflicts and doubts. With Neptune in this mix, along with the lunar nodes, the full moon may be deeply spiritual and enlightening for some of us. We may find a new vision or a renewed higher purpose, but only if we can cut through the dreamy fog and do something real with it. That requires discipline and mindful actions. And Saturn is here to help us with that if we choose. Also, coming up this June, Mars will enter practical perfectionist Virgo on Tuesday, June 17th. Tuesday is the day of Mars, no less. And of course, the sun will enter emotional nurturing Cancer on the summer solstice, which happens on Saturday, June 21st this year. Thank you for listening to this astrology forecast, my friends. Now let's do your tarot readings. All right, Aries. This Sagittarius full moon is happening in your 9th house, the house of journeys. So this full moon could be shining a light or pouring some extra energy into matters in your life of higher education, traveling, your belief systems, your values, or religion, even if that applies to you. It could also be that you are getting ready to start a new quest in life, Aries. Perhaps you have a new calling, you have a new great adventure to go pursue, or you could just be taking a vacation. If so, be safe and have fun. So your tarot reading, Aries, what is this full moon in Sagittarius bringing you? And it is the Hermit, okay? So yeah, like I said, you are starting a new journey in life, whether you're aware of it or not. It could be as mundane as you're about to take a trip. It could be you're planning a move. It could be that you're about to start a new course of study in higher education, some new job training. You're about to embark on a new career. A new chapter is coming, and this full moon will bring you the opportunity to go deep within, explore your own purpose, your own sense of meaning, your why. It'll give you a chance to relax and collect yourself and come back more into alignment with your own destiny, as it were. And the advice for you in this full moon, Aries, is the Two of Cups, and that is telling you to focus on what gives you a sense of purpose and meaning in life. What are the connections that truly matter to you? This could be your relationships. This could be other commitments in your life. What fills your cup, Aries? What nourishes, nurtures, and fulfills you? Because that's where you need to focus on pouring your energy. The Hermit card is telling you that you're going to have the opportunity in this full moon and the coming few weeks afterwards to go your own way and choose your own path. You need to check in with yourself and remind yourself of what's truly important to you, what matters. Okay, Aries? Taurus. This full moon is happening in your 8th house of transformations. Okay, so this could be as well your shared resources. If you listen to my podcast frequently, you know that, Taurus. But the eighth house deals with those heavy transformational experiences. This could also be your intimate relationships. So the full moon is pouring energy, shining a light into that area. This could also include like your occult studies, your inner psychic or occult gifts and abilities. Could deal with astrology, magic, and things like that. Everything psychologically challenging or taboo as well. Um, and as well, shared finances. So your bills, your debts, money that you owe, money that is owed to you. You could be dealing with any of those affairs during this full moon at Taurus. And what this full moon is bringing for you, according to the tarot, is the Queen of Pentacles. And she's upright. So that's good news. There's a good chance, Taurus, that you could stumble upon some form of financial luck. It could be unexpected, like a windfall or a win or a gift of some kind. Or it could just be that you are rightfully enjoying the fruits and the prosperity of all of your hard work. But the Queen of Pentacles is telling you that you've got resources. You're in the money, or you're going to be. You're going to have wealth and abundance that you need. Now then, what is the advice for you? The Five of Pentacles. Okay, so be wise. That's the advice for you. You are about to be blessed, Taurus, in the light of this full moon. It's going to bless you with financial prosperity and abundance. You're going to have resources. Use them wisely. Don't squander. If you have debts or things like that that are troubling you and wasting your resources, deal with them. Check your subscriptions. Make sure you're not spending money that you don't need to spend. It's time to tighten the belt, because that will help ensure your long-standing continual prosperity with that Queen of Pentacles. Okay, Taurus? Gemini. This full moon will be happening in your seventh house of marriage, committed relationships, your one-on-one relationships. That can include your relationships with your clients and your customers if you're in business. It could be your business relationships and contracts, your business partnerships. So this full moon is shining light and bringing energy into those areas. And Gemini, your tarot reading for this full moon is Temperance. That is what is being brought to you this full moon. So that's some good energy. Your angels are working on your behalf behind the scenes, Gemini. There are blessings coming your way, but only if you can slow down and take in the moment and be mindful. Okay, so Temperance is also advising you that you got to balance. You've got to find a sustainable pace in your life right now. But there are good things, gifts, blessings, prosperity, and abundance coming your way, and also a little bit of that heavenly luck. The angels are watching you and they favor your cause, Gemini, with this full moon. So what is the advice for you? Ooh, Gemini, it's the devil. Don't worry, it's advice. Okay, so it's not that scary. But anyway, the devil is still, as advice, is still warning you to keep your impulses in check. Don't go overboard. Don't overindulge. Don't get greedy. Be mindful of your own toxic traits, so to speak. Watch yourself. Don't let that shadow sabotage you right now. You've got a lot of good stuff coming your way in the coming few weeks with the Temperance card here as this full moon card. It's also, interestingly, I almost forgot to mention, Gemini, Temperance is, in fact, the card of the full moon, or Sagittarius, of the sign of the full moon. So this full moon could be particularly important for you this year, but the devil card is warning you to watch yourself. Don't let yourself be the problem right now. If you've got some bad habits, or you know that you're kind of getting off track, you're being given the opportunity to correct yourself and come back into alignment with what your true purpose is right now. Okay, Gemini? Cancer. This full moon is happening in your sixth house of daily work, your daily routines, your physical health, and what you do as service. So it's not really your career, it's more like your job. This could also include your volunteer efforts and the things you do to serve others and community. It could also be smaller pets. So those of you with pets, this could be for you. So Cancer, we've got the Knight of Pentacles coming for you during this full moon. So it's going to be a pretty quiet time, Cancer. Congratulations. Just settle in. It's going to be the routine as usual, it looks like. Just make sure that you're checking off all your boxes, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, all of that, because it's just daily business. You just got to keep up with your responsibilities, and it looks like things are going to be peaceful overall. But the Knight of Pentacles is also telling you that as long as you stay on track and take care of business, there is going to be rewards for your hard work down the line. And the advice for you reaffirms that, Cancer. It's the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so it's going to be fairly peaceful and stable. Now's a good time maybe to work on some skills or some odd jobs, some things you've been procrastinating or putting off. It's time to get caught up. It's time to take care of your business and put your best foot forward, because there's a good chance that you might be watched or admired from a distance, especially in a work sense and a career sense or business sense. This could be a time to attract some positive attention and some admiration or praise for your skills and talents, as long as you keep your nose to the grindstone or you keep your nose to the books, so to speak. Okay, Cancer? Leo. So Leo, we have got this full moon in Sagittarius happening in your 5th house of play, of fun and entertainment, romance, your creative projects, what you do for pleasure, your personal interests, your love affairs, dating life. Could also be gambling and investments, as well as children. So that's where this full moon is bringing energy this month, Leo. So this is definitely a time for you to get out there, pursue your creative interests, schedule some time with some friends or some loved ones, and just have a good time. And your tarot reading, Leo, lines up perfectly with that. This full moon in Sagittarius is bringing you the Two of Cups. So Leo, if you are single and looking, this could be a very lucky few weeks ahead for you. You might meet a special someone. And those of you that are dating, you might realize that you have a deeper connection with someone and you're ready to take it to the next level. Those of you that are already happily settled in a relationship, it could just be a really sweet time for you where you reconnect and you rediscover your bond and that spark. And I just love that for you, Leo. It looks like fun times all around. And the advice for you, Leo, is the Fool, upright. These moments in life, they're beautiful. It's what makes life worth living, of course. They don't often last. So make sure that you slow down and you really take in the moment, drink it in, enjoy yourself, have a good time, be a little spontaneous and impulsive. You never know where the journey might take you, Leo. Keep an open mind. That's the only advice here. Of course, be safe. Don't do anything too risky or too foolish, but enjoy the moment. Slow down and take it all in, because this too shall pass, right? Virgo. This full moon will be shining a light, casting some extra energy into your 4th house of private matters, your private life, your home dwelling. This is also your immediate family, like your siblings, parents, so on and so forth, as well as your spouse, your children. This is your home that is getting that full moon light and illumination. Your tarot reading, Virgo, for this full moon is the Temperance card. And as I mentioned earlier for Gemini, the Temperance card is the tarot card ruled by the sign Sagittarius. So this full moon could be particularly monumental for you. It could be the beginning of a new chapter, so to speak, in your home life, in your private life, your personal affairs. And it's also bringing you just some blessings overall. That angel in Temperance signifies that you are being blessed right now. You've got luck on your side. You've got some angels watching after your interests from behind the scenes. So there are blessings of abundance and prosperity and peace and satisfaction coming your way. But the advice for you, Virgo, for this full moon, how should you handle that? How should you go about finding that personal balance and opening yourself to receive all those blessings? It's justice, okay? So that reaffirms, that doubles down on the message of Temperance, which is, of course, temperance, to do all things in moderation, to be balanced, also to be fair, to be just, to make sure that you are living up to your own moral and ethical standards in life at all times, to do the right thing even whenever no one else is looking, or, so on and so forth. Justice is also about balance, about boundaries, about, it's maybe you can't do all of this, but what can and should you do? So on and so forth. So justice is a quiet reminder to be fair-minded and to take care of your responsibilities and make sure that you are meeting your own moral yardstick, so to speak. All right, Virgo. Libra. Libra, this full moon in Sagittarius is happening in your third house of neighborhoods, communities, communication, how you communicate in your conversations and discussions with others, your siblings and neighbors, your relationships with them, and also your daily routines and your day-to-day travels. Could also include your methods of transportation. So take good care of your vehicles during this full moon. And this full moon could be bringing amplified emotions or energy, or just overall changes and chaos to those third house matters of personal communications, daily routines, daily travels. And your tarot reading, Libra, for the Sagittarius full moon is the Two of Swords. Okay, so Libra, it's likely that you will be facing some kind of major decision or crossroads during the aftermath of this full moon in the coming few weeks. You could be on the spot to choose one path versus another, or to make some kind of an important decision overall in your life. So this is not a time to get hasty or in a rush. It's important with the Two of Swords that you slow down, you do your due diligence, you consider all the facts, you do your research, and you also sit with it and really check in with what your intuition, your inner guidance, your emotional compass is telling you about what road you should choose. Okay? So Two of Swords is bringing you a major choice or a deliberation of some kind. Be mindful of it. In fact, that's the advice overall of the Two of Swords there is it's a time to slow down and be mindful with this full moon, Libra. And the Three of Cups is advice for you. The Three of Cups is telling you to appreciate what you have, first and foremost. Celebrate the things that you know deserve celebration and acclaim. That includes celebrating others. Don't be stingy with it. Three of Cups is about community. So seeking the right community, the right soul tribe for you, making those network connections that will help you make the correct choice for yourself with that Two of Swords, that will help you do the proper research and really know what the right decision for you is, Libra. Okay, so look to the people that you trust. Look to the people that you know want what's best for you and what's best from you as well, Libra. Look for good counsel. Look for good networks. Look for good places to collaborate and share your energy, Libra. Okay? Scorpio, this full moon is happening in your second house of your personal resources, your income. That could be the money that you earn, as well as your possessions, the resources, the money, the wealth that you have. The second house also governs your sense of self, your value system, your self-worth. So this full moon could be amplifying feelings and energy in those areas over the coming weeks, and bringing changes and new beginnings there as well. If you've been looking for a breath of fresh air, either in your overall sense of self or in your resources and finances, aren't we all, right, Scorpio? So your tarot reading for this full moon is the Seven of Swords. All right, so Scorpio, you're good at this. You'll have no problem. You got to be on your guard. You got to watch your back. I know you always do, but you might already be aware of it. You're probably already aware of it, but you might be in a place right now this month, over the next coming weeks, where you can't entirely trust everyone around you. Okay. It could be that you're traveling, you're in new places, you're not comfortable with your surroundings. So you've got to be more on your guard so you don't get ripped off or, um, stolen from or whatever. So make sure you're locking up your belongings, make sure you're taking all proper precautions, safety precautions when traveling and moving about in this world. Be safe out there, Scorpio. But also, Seven of Swords would indicate that in your relationships and your communications with others, perhaps in the work world. Pardon me. Perhaps in the work world or otherwise. You got to be on your guard. You got to make sure you're not saying too much or that you're not giving too much away. So keep yourself to yourself, Scorpio. Make sure you are watching your back. And the Four of Pentacles as advice is just, the ordinary precautions should do the trick. Make sure you're taking care of your work and your business. You're doing the right thing, so to speak. You're being responsible. You're being accountable. Make sure you're being safe. Lock your doors at night and so on and so forth. And keep your boundaries. The Four of Pentacles is also about boundaries. Keep your boundaries with other people firm right now. Don't give the benefit of the doubt and do things you ordinarily wouldn't do for other people right now. Don't put yourself at risk or in a bad position for others at the moment, and you should be fine. And the Seven of Swords shouldn't trouble you too much in this full moon. Okay? Now then, Sagittarius. This full moon is all about you, baby. It's happening in your first house, and your first house is just yourself. It's your approach to life. It's your attitude towards life. It's how you appear in life, how you show up, how other people perceive your appearance and your attitude. So this full moon is bringing you this supercharged energy. It could leave you, perhaps a bit scattered and jittery and all over the place, or it could really empower you. It could, give you that extra oomph and drive to go out there and go after what you want and work your magic on the world, Sagittarius. So enjoy yourself with this full moon. Just, of course, be careful, be safe out there. But your tarot card for this full moon, what this full moon will be bringing you, Sagittarius, is beautiful. It's the Four of Wands. So good times ahead, Sagittarius. It's time to enjoy life a bit. Perhaps you're going to be planning some fun summertime activities, going to be having some reunions with friends and loved ones, but it could be bigger than that. It could be that you're achieving or accomplishing some major goals or ambitions in your life. And this is going to be the next few weeks. It's going to be a time for you to really step into your power and enjoy yourself, celebrate other people around you that you love that are probably also experiencing good times. But the Four of Wands is definitely bringing those good vibes, health, wealth, and success, all good things into your world with this full moon. But the advice for you is the Eight of Swords. Okay, so you're going to be riding high this over the next few weeks, but it might be a good time for you to consider, Eight of Swords, what's holding you back? What are your blockages? What are the things that you know are going on in your life that are not serving your higher interests, that aren't really good for you? Perhaps bad habits, perhaps relationships that are draining or troublesome to you that don't really give much benefit back. You got to look for those things in your life that are restricting, limiting, or challenging you that you have control over, Sagittarius, because maybe you don't have total control over them, but you do have some discretion or some power in how you show up in those situations. Okay. So while you're enjoying yourself over the next few weeks, look at the things in your life that overall they need to change. The debts you need to pay off, relationships you need to put some distance in, or bad habits that are keeping you stuck, so that you can enjoy more of that Four of Wands energy in this full moon, so that you can experience more of the success and the prosperity and the abundance and the fulfillment that you're really after. Okay, Sagittarius, happy full moon, babe. All right, Capricorn. This full moon is happening in your 12th house of secret matters and troubles. Okay, so this full moon could be shining a light on perhaps some inner psychological issues that you've had. Perhaps it's bringing to light your anxiety or your worries. It's could be disrupting your sleep. 12th house is also the house of insomnia. Maybe the full moon will be keeping you awake at night, bringing you down in that sense. The full moon can also, in the 12th house, bring secrets to light, expose secrets even, or can bring revelations. It can be where, you have some sort of an epiphany about yourself, about your inner world, or about your destiny overall. The 12th house is also the house of spiritual experiences. So this full moon, if you channel your focus that way, Capricorn, this full moon could be a very revealing and enlightening time spiritually. It could also kick up those psychic and intuitive abilities that we all have. So your tarot card for this full moon, Capricorn, is the Seven of Wands. This full moon could be bringing you opposition, could be bringing conflicts. It could be putting you in a position where you've got to stand your ground over something, maintain your boundaries, perhaps even do so isolated, do so alone. You're going to stand up for what you know is right, even if you're the only one doing it. And it's timely. It's a fateful moment where you've got to stand up for yourself. You've got to stand up for your beliefs. You've got to hold your ground and not give an inch. Okay, so the 5 of Cups is advice for you. Don't be afraid, Capricorn. Of course, you're not afraid, but don't be worried about loss or, receiving some sort of retribution or kickback, pushback, that is, from standing up for yourself, the 7 of Wands, maintaining your boundaries, standing up for what you know is right, because whatever losses or grief that you receive as a result of that, it's small potatoes. It's not worth your worry, Capricorn. 5 of Cups is telling you that if you lose it like this, if you lose it because you are true to yourself or your beliefs, whether that's an opportunity, relationship, a friend, a job, whatever, if it's lost because you do what you know is in alignment with your truth and your values and you do what you know is right, it wasn't meant for you anyway. It's no real loss. Let it go. Okay, Capricorn? Happy full moon. Aquarius. This full moon will be happening in your 11th house. That's your house of public persona, of reputation, of your friendships, your social networks. It's going to be lighting up, illuminating, amplifying energy to those large groups, friend networks, perhaps even your social media or your internet life, if that applies to you. The 11th house is also the house of hopes, goals, ambitions, and dreams. So this could be a magical full moon for you, Aquarius. It could be where you get a wish granted or something of that nature. And it could also, shake up your social life in some way. Could open up your path, so to speak. Now then, Aquarius, your tarot card. Ooh, this is fun. The tarot card for this full moon for you is the 3 of Wands, all right? So get ready. Some blessings are coming your way. Some gifts, some returns on your hard work, some returns on your investment will be coming your way. Your ship is about to come in, as they say. So if you're feeling stuck right now, Aquarius, don't worry. You're about to experience that breakthrough, that reward, that stroke of luck, that opportunity that you've been waiting for. Also, Aquarius, it's likely that during this full moon, you're going to be making a good social impression. You're going to be attracting positive attention, admiration, perhaps. You could also be making some new networking connections. You could be finding some new groups that might come up for you. Those will be positive from what it looks like. And also, 3 of Wands. Oof, I just lost that thought. Darn it. But the 3 of Wands for this full moon overall, Aquarius, that's such good energy. It means that good things are definitely coming your way. Blessings, some wishes fulfilled, or, some of the goals and ambitions that you've had, you're going to be experiencing some success and some achievement concerning those. The advice for you, Aquarius, is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles as advice is telling you to put your best foot forward, make a good impression, make sure that you are, showing off your best handiwork, so to speak, okay? Because this is a moment where you might be tested without knowing it. There might be people watching you, important people that could be good friends to you, or organizations, groups that could be really beneficial to you, sizing you up, taking you in, perhaps with an admiring eye. You might be presented with some really appealing new opportunities, Aquarius, but only if you're out there, only if you're putting yourself out there, putting your best foot forward and doing what you do because you love what you do and because that's a statement of who you are and your signature, your contribution, your gift to the world. And if you go out with that attitude, Three of Pentacles, good things and blessings will surely find you, Aquarius. So good luck, Pisces. We've got this full moon in Sagittarius happening in your 10th house of your public life, your reputation, your social status, your career, your profession, so to speak. How you're showing up in the public world. So this full moon could be bringing changes to your career, to your public life, to your reputation in some way. It could be amplifying energy there. It could be bringing you a lot of good things and success in regards to your calling or your ambitions, your goals, your achievements in life. Okay. Now then, Pisces, what is coming for you? The tarot says that you've got the Ten of Swords coming with this full moon. All right. Don't worry. I know the Ten of Swords looks bad, but it's usually worse. It usually looks worse than it really is. Okay. So clarifier on that is the Five of Pentacles. All right. So Pisces, with this full moon in the coming 2 weeks afterwards, few weeks afterwards, I should say, you might be put at a disadvantage somehow. Might be that something comes to an end in a way that doesn't quite sit right with you. Ten of Swords is about endings. It's about completion. It's about final endings of something. It's also how to say this gently. It can also be a situation in which we take a very defeatist or pessimistic attitude towards something, like a victim mentality mindset. So watch out for that. But Ten of Swords could indicate some kind of a loss or an uncomfortable ending of some kind for you. Now, the Five of Pentacles is clarification on that. It could be unexpected financial issue. All right. So lack of money or an unexpected expense, something of that nature. It could also be that, a relationship ends or a relationship experiences serious stress that leaves you feeling out in the cold, left out, neglected, abandoned somehow. So you could be dealing with those overall themes of loss, endings, and troubles, basically. But the advice for you is the Three of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles as clarification, Pisces. All right, so it's a moment where you just got to take your lumps and get back in the saddle, Pisces. You just, sometimes bad stuff happens. There's nothing we can do about it. You got to focus on what is within your control and what's outside of your control. The Three of Swords is telling you that even though you might face troubles, grief of some kind, some unwelcome form of stress in the coming weeks, you are so much greater. You are so much bigger than anything that could ever happen to you. This too shall pass, Pisces. You will get over it. You will come back even greater, even stronger, even better, because in spite of these troubles, it's nothing you can't handle. And the Knight of Pentacles is advising you to just follow the standard advice. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself, that you're keeping a reasonable routine, that you are taking care of your responsibilities and you're taking care of the little stuff in life so that the big stuff will take care of itself as you go. Okay, so just settle in. It will get better. You will get through this. This too shall pass. Take good care of yourself and be gentle on yourself as you go through what might be some challenging times or some testing times over the next few weeks. But Knight of Pentacles also reassures that as long as you're responsible, as long as you're sensible and practical, things will get better. Better days are on the way. Okay, Pisces? All right, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in with me for this full moon podcast. Sending love and blessings to each and every one of you. And I look forward to sharing space with you again. Hopefully, I can do a mini podcast on Jupiter in Cancer and do some little tarot readings, some horoscopes for you guys for that. Do my best. What I can do, I will try to do, right? And if you want to get a personalized, authentic, accurate, and affordable reading with me, the Arcane Oracle, check out my website at elainesarcanetarot.com or send me a text at 765-739-0278. And as always, big heartfelt thank you to the Eye Opener Society. Thank you so much for all you do. Take care. Happy full moon. Bye-bye.